Hello, this is Evgenia. Today I am visiting the legendary Sparta, and of course I'm right here with King Leonidas. I'm Greek, living in Athens, and surprisingly this is my first time in Sparta too. I don't know, although my parents come from villages in the Peloponnese, from Ilia, from western side of the Peloponnese, I've never been to Sparta. The good thing with modern Sparta is that everything is in a walking distance, very close to each other. So here are the few remains of the archaeological site of ancient Sparta. So this is the Acropolis and the Agora, the ancient theater, and some ruins that are left. Because what happened is that the 4th century AD, sorry, the 3rd century, the Visigoths completely destroyed the town. Sparta, along with Athens, were the two most important cities in ancient Greece. Actually, Athens and Sparta were notorious enemies. They were representing two different ends of the ancient Greek world. First stop at the Agora. There's a large store there and goes around. Not accessible. Built in the 3rd or 4th century before Christ. And as I am visiting in April, today is 16th of April 2026, everything is blossomed, everything has blossomed, full of wildflowers everywhere, and a lot of birds. I don't know if you can hear them chirping. This is Sparta's ancient theater, but it's under restoration, from what I see. So it's not accessible right now. And in front of you, you see modern town. Under the very imposing Taygetus mountain. You see, there's still snow. Why is Taygetus famous for Spartans? Because this is where, according to the myth, to the history, I can't tell for sure, but this is where they were throwing off a cliff. Kiadas was the cliff, the name of the cliff, all the disabled children, because no Spartan child should not be ferocious, strong, perfect. Athens and Sparta were completely different, like oil is to water. Athens was a bit flashy, let's say, so they raised these huge, elaborate, magnificent masterpieces of temples. In every corner of Athens, big buildings, donations to the gods, everything. They were in favor of arts. They loved arts, theater, music, plays, and of course they were great philosophers. Democracy and philosophy. This is their everyday bread. Spartans, exactly the opposite. Sparta, meanwhile, was a literal boot camp with warrior culture, discipline, with luxury was a byword. Athenians loved a good speech. Huh? They would go to Pnika, they would go to Agora, which this is where most of the talking was happening, and analyze everything to the death, you know. Spartans would say one word, 5 words, and that's it. I don't know which one I prefer. I think sometimes it depends on the occasion, but I kind of tend toward the laconic ones. Not for the military culture, but more for the quick, let's finish the business quickly. So what about Leonidas, the king? He is famous for saying to the Persians, when they asked for their weapons, "Molon lave," meaning come and get them. And although the Hollywood and the statues present him as a very strong, very handsome and muscular young man, when he died, he was around 60 years old. Sparta was founded around 9th century before Christ. Initially it wasn't a big city like it was Athens city, but it was 5 villages, and one day they got so many times invaded, so they decided to team up and they became one big place. In its peak there were 8,000 men Spartans, all warriors, but with the family and the personnel and the whole population was 40 to 50,000 people. We're visiting now the Kenotaphion, meaning empty tomb in Greek, where the legend says that this is the actual tomb of Leonidas. The archaeologists are still arguing if this is literally, if there is anything in there, or if it was a temple to Apollo. That's a nice idea. However, Pausanias, a traveler from the 2nd AD, said that he was certain that when he died, they brought his remains here, and he is buried in there. So what happened with the 300 of Leonidas, the Thermopyles? It is 480 before Christ. Persians have invaded for a second time, I think, Greece, trying to conquer it. And Leonidas with 300 elite soldiers, oplites as they called them, along with thousands of other ally army members, they held the immortal Persians in the Strait of Thermopyles for 2 days. Unfortunately, we had a traitor in Greek armies called Ephialtes. Ephialtes, if you translate this in English, it is nightmare. His name was Nightmare. Where he went to the Persians and told them that there is a secret mountain path. So where he surrounded them, and so the Greeks, realizing they were being surrounded, Leonidas told the rest of the Greek army to leave. But he stayed behind with his 100 Spartans, and also an army of Thespians and the Thebans to fight to the death. The sacrifice gave time to the rest of the Greeks to organize again. So when the Battle of Salamina happened, the Persians completely lost the war and withdrew back to their country slowly. Yes, Leonidas and his 300 soldiers and 770 Thespians and guys from Thiva, they all sacrificed for the greater good. Really heroes. But it's not only the 300 of Leonidas, it was a little bit more. And right now I'm in the center of Sparta. Looks like a lovely small town, this is what it is. It's a small town. But you know, I can imagine me living here. Although, as I told you, I live in Athens, which it's a big city with all the good and bad of a big city. But here looks more like a human-friendly. Here I am in another big square of Sparta. This is the municipality. Lovely, colorful, neoclassic buildings over there. Very lively with children because we had our Easter only a few days ago. So today is Thursday. And last Sunday it was our Easter, so children are not going yet to school. They will start on Monday, in 3-4 days. So everyone is enjoying their free time. The weather is right now, it's quite humid, but we have dust all over Greece, Sahara dust. Yeah, I don't know why this is happening. So besides the few archaeological monuments here, what else can you do in Sparta? You can go to some very nice museums. The top one is the olive oil museum. There is a gallery, there's an archaeological side. There are 6 or 7 museums. And look at that, this is a nice cafe. Would I suggest you stay in Sparta? Well, I wouldn't stay, to be honest. I would stay near Mistras or in Yithio and make a day trip here. Because you can see the sights and visit the museums and have a coffee and lunch in 3-4 hours maximum, and that's way too much time, so don't really need to spend a lot of time here. But if you decide that you want to stay, there are quite a few nice hotels that you can stay. I'll put a link for my favorite to check it out. Okay. got myself some breads with sourdough dough. That you understand what I mean. And one for me, one for a friend, and one for my mother. And of course, if you visit Sparta, you should definitely go to the UNESCO monument of Mistras, which is about 6 kilometers from here. I hope you enjoyed the tour to Sparta and that you will add it to your Peloponnese road trip.